Lego. Lego. This one should be fun. Most northerly boroughs, Barnet and Enfield in North London. Barnet is actually the largest borough by population in London, with 384,774 people, and it has a population density of 45.8 people per hectare. So Barnet and Enfield are situated in zones 4, 5 and 6, less 4, more 5 and 6, and are the two most northerly boroughs in London, stretching from areas such as Winchmore Hill, Enfield Town, New Southgate, Finchley, East Finchley, Golders Green, Frown Barnet, Whetstone and Totteridge, Edgware. And generally, Barnet and Enfield, yep, they're classy. Yeah, they're classy. There are also village settlements and swathes of greenery on the edges of the boroughs, and it borders Hertfordshire woodlands and county. So the air is generally a bit more cleaner, and the pace of life is more pronounced and slow. That's why a lot of older people are situated in Enfield, for example, where they can just have their retirement and relax. Being tied to rural Hertfordshire, Barnet and Enfield, you get more affluence. Big houses, detached houses, some top schools, yeah man. And some career established people live in those two boroughs. In terms of demographics, Barnet is 45.5% white British, but these are solidly middle class and upper middle class white Brits. If you segue into areas such as Hadley Wood, Whetstone and Totteridge, yeah, you get upper class in Barnet, yep. Upper class. Enfield, New Southgate, yep, you get upper class in New Southgate, and certain other pockets of areas. If you're a white man, Barnet is where you'll find high quality white women, yeah. They ride horses, can either commute into the city, or are stay-at-home wives. Big Range Rovers have a laissez-faire approach to life and are surrounded by excellent gyms and places to work out, places to jog. Marriage rates are actually very high in Barnet and Enfield. Did you know that? For Jews, there's a big Jewish community in Golders Green. New high-rise flats in Colindale, and you've got easy access to the M25. In fact, M25 junction 24 veers straight into Barnet/Enfield border. And as we all know, junction 25 of the M25 is Enfield. Enfield itself is more residential. It's a settling borough. People who have made it and are retired come to settle down in Enfield. There's also a big Greek and Turkish community too. Greek girls are generally good looking. They're generally loyal and pleasant and kind, and they're enamored in Greek culture because Greek culture lionizes family. Yeah, man. Turkish girls are quite similar to Greek girls. They're very subservient, Turkish girls, to their culture and to the patriarchy of their culture. And they generally treat their men very nicely. Turkish and Greek food as well is amazing and very, very nutritious. Very, very nutritious. So that big Greek and Turkish community in Enfield has helped the borough a lot. A lot of upper middle class Asians also live in Barnet and Enfield. Both Chinese or Oriental origin as well as Indian. Doctors, surgeons and business owners. They've got neighbourhood watch patrols too, especially in areas such as Hadley Wood. Arsenal footballers have known to live there, and certainly celebrities have their houses there. The black people living in Barnet and Enfield, they're not like the black people you see in Peckham. What does that mean? Well, black boys and black girls who grew up in Barnet and Enfield tend to be better educated, won't necessarily date out, even if the option to do so exist, but crucially, the black girls who grow up in Enfield are generally better balanced. They come from both parent families. They're not surrounded by hood or the ghetto, because if you scrub Edmonton aside, like, you know, the black sheep of Enfield is Edmonton. But anything past just before Edmonton is very functional, very familial, no really council states. And also the black girls and who grow up in two-parent families have lionized aspirational middle-class values. Yet they are still grounded. The only thing to say is they can be a bit dull, but that's not necessarily a bad thing, because it just means that they don't have the drama of council state living and this and that, as for example in South London or NW1. And also the schools in Enfield and Barnet are better than the schools in South London and the schools in East London. So the black people growing up in Enfield get better education. That helps a lot. Mixed race girls growing up in Enfield and Barnet are also well balanced. Ratchet culture is not found in Enfield and Barnet, despite the influence of girls from other neighbouring boroughs being sent to schools in Enfield. During the London riots in 2011, when it kicked off in Enfield, it was people from external boroughs who came into Enfield. It wasn't really the Enfieldians themselves. And as I said, the schools in Enfield have typically been viewed as excellent. You can sit with a woman in the cafes in Enfield Town or in Southgate, and it is a good field for black and white women to calmly date around. Given the more relaxed pace of living and women who hit the gym in abundance and the familiar field area, women in Enfield score a 7 out of 10. Congratulations, woohoo, in terms of attractiveness. Well done, Enfield.